Marvel has given us another Marvel Knights title. This time we are with The Punisher. Let's talk about it in this video. Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we're doing a review for The Punisher #1. This is a new book for Marvel Comics from the Marvel Knights line. Uh, Listen, as soon as I saw the creative team on this book, I knew I was going to pick it up, at least check out the first issue, even if it ended up not being something that overall was for me. Luckily, this was right up my alley. So let's talk about it. The Punisher is written by Jimmy Palmiotti and with art by Dan Panosian, letters by Richard Starkings and Tyler Smith, with a really cool main cover that you see next to me by Dan Panosian. I picked up this other variant. We'll look at it. We'll look at all the variants later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. In this book, one of the other pillars of Marvel Knights as the world to come expands. So, if you are reading that title, The World to Come, this is kind of tied into that as well. The Punisher enters the fray. How did Frank get from the killer of killers to the men you have met later on in the world to come? Marvel Knights co-founder Jimmy Palmiotti and artist extraordinaire Dan Panosian treat you to one of their most savage comic books ever. This is great. It just feels like I read a lot of Marvel Knights books when I was younger, and this just takes me back to that era where comics were edgy and extreme. And this may not be for everyone, but I really enjoy Frank Castle just doing the most Frank Castle things ever, right? Punishing villains, getting into fights, getting caught up in the middle of all this trouble. And who else to bring that to life than Jimmy Palmiotti and Dan Panosian, two legends in the comic book field, but also legends just outright when it comes to the Marvel Knights line. They are very prolific when it came to that era. They are two individuals that really understand these characters, and I really enjoy their work. Dan Panosian's art is fantastic. Uh, I like the way that he draws the fights, the violence, the design for Frank. I think it looks great. I will say, as a teen and even now, like the way Dan Panosian draws the ladies in the comic books, like it's just a lot of eye candy and cheesecake that it takes you back to the Marvel Knight days. But on top of that, they deliver a really cool, fun story full of adventure, violence, these little twists and turns. Frank getting into really a lot of problems in the coolest of ways, though. Like, I really like the premise for this book. I think that it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a big ride full of violence and grittiness and just like the most uh, early 2000s edge lordy stuff that you can think of. But like I said, I really mean that in the best of ways. I wish I had gotten the main cover because it is a full wraparound cover, which is really cool. But we're getting introduced to some of these new characters. A new villain arrives, and also Frank gets himself into some very, very interesting trouble. So, a great blast from the past, pun unintended, really, for Frank. But I really enjoy this. It's something that I'm gonna keep reading for sure. I don't know that I'll do reviews for everything, but I'll definitely do something. I believe this is a mini series, so I'll definitely do something later on when this is all wrapped up, and we can talk about the full ride of the Punisher and the larger connection to the world to come. So let's go take a look at some of those variant covers that I spoke of. So as I mentioned, this is the full wraparound variant, which I was unable to find. Maybe I'll take a trip to some other comic shops locally. Next, we have this very cool 1 in 25 Fabrizio de Tomaso variant. I love Frank up against the wall, the bullet holes. I even really like the design of the Punisher. It's kind of like the skull's almost like expanded in his chest. That's really cool. This is a 1 in 50 Ben Harvey Virgin variant. So we may see one with the traders later on as well. This is once again the second printing. So maybe I'll be able to grab the second printing, which the only difference is the font is white instead of black. This is the one I picked up, but not the blank. This is David Marcus and Alex Sinclair, 1 in 25. Here's the Ben Harvey with the trade dress. This is the cover that I picked up, as you can see here. Very cool though. I still love the way Dave Marcus handles this character as well. And then we are back to the main cover. So, highly recommend you check this out. The Punisher is a really fun character when it's in the right hands, and I think there are no better hands for him, especially in the Marvel Knights line, than Jimmy Palmiotti and Dan Panosian. So, if you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Let me know what you think the connection to the world to come is going to be. How are you enjoying that title if you're reading it? And of course, come back and stay tuned because we have a lot more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.